Hello, my friends. Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa Stringworks Man Cave. Pardon me. Well, hopefully you saw Cash last night in the play along. I decided to let him just carry the load last night, and I think he does it pretty well for as young as he is. There's, still little things that I'm trying to tighten up with Cash and tune up, especially the thing about the reading the words. It is just a pure habit with that boy. What you may or may not understand is that that's been the issue almost since day one, is he creates habits, and they're really, really hard to break. He is, man, a creature of habit like I have never seen. Like, if he makes a mistake in a song, he'll make that mistake every single time. But on the other side of the coin, once he gets it right, he seems to get it right every time. But he is a real creature of habit, and like, it's really hard for him to break the habit of reading the song. If he learned it by reading it, then he just constantly reads it, and he just, even if he knows the words, he just has to read it. So I'm trying to break him from that habit because, it just doesn't look that great when you're on the Grand Ole Opry stage, with your music stand in front of you reading your music. It just doesn't work very well. So anyway, that's the main thing I'm trying to work on right now. Yesterday afternoon, after the vlog, I went down to the shop and I sharpened about 7 chainsaws, chains for the chainsaws, I should say, and then promptly went off and forgot 5 of them this morning. But you'll see that in the video. I have a little video about what I did this morning, just another little typical morning in the winter.
Song about a horse or two. Well, here's one more, and I swear it's true. The finest horse you've ever seen, his name was Phantom 614. A proud young stallion with head held high, his coat like satin under candlelight, his mane and tail, oh how they sheen. His name was Phantom 614.
Well, my friends, that was a pretty good sized log, believe it or not. How many pieces? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 approximately 2-foot long pieces out of that. So yeah, that's a big log, and it was pretty big around. And I've already dulled my saw. That's the last log this chain's going to cut today. So I've got plenty of other chains. Just so you know, when it comes to chains, I come prepared. Well, I say that, and now I didn't come prepared. I left all the small chains. I sharpened them, but I didn't bring them out here. Doggone it. I got the white ones. The white ones fit the big saw. I've got one new sharpened chain on the white saw there. So anyway, doggone it. So there you go. I'm all prepared, but I'm not prepared. But I'm going to go cut a few more logs like that. I'm just going to let them lay. I'm not going to try to haul them right now. On this big sucker, I'll probably bring my Bobcat and my dump truck out here, and I'll just pick them up, split them right into the dump truck. That'll be the easiest way.
Though just a young man at the time, I knew that one day he'd be mine, and I would ride there like a king up on the back of 614. The trainer said, son, he can't be rode, but stay away, boy, or you'll be thrown. He said that horse is just plain mean. His name was Phantom 614. were warm. Without any fear I climbed upon the back of the one they said was me. His name was Phantom 614. A one-man horse to me proved true. The people would stare as we ride through a sight which few have ever seen. His name was Phantom 6.
Well, my friends, that log's a lot bigger than it looks also. Really a pretty big tree. You can see the stump of it over there. It's pretty giant. I also sawed up this dead snag that was there. That's a lot of wood. You know, for some people, the two trees I cut down this morning, the first one that was that log laying over there that was 20 pieces, and this here, I'm almost sure that, you know, 50% of the people, this would probably last their whole winter. For me, if I get 2 weeks out of it, I'm doing real good. And that's not an exaggeration. That's a black and white fact. If it's really cold, I doubt I'd get much over a week and maybe 10 days, because it takes a cord of wood every 3 days. And I don't think we've got more than 2.5 cords after we split all this. This is quite a bit of wood, but it's still probably only 2.5 cords. So it don't take long to go through them when you burn a cord every 3 days. So there you go. That's just the sad tune that I'm playing. And honestly, I don't think I'd have it any other way. I like it like this. I know it sounds crazy, but I honestly think this is the thing that keeps me going, that keeps me in shape. If you don't use it, you lose it.
I don't know how I lost it anyway. Somehow I lost it a long time ago, but I still keep trying to use it. Yeah, and I may be overestimating. There may not even be 2 cords there. But time you split that big wood, you know, that stuff that's nearly 2 feet in diameter, it stacks up pretty good. You get a pretty big stack pretty fast, but I don't know that that it would even be more than 2 cords. But, you know, a cord of wood is 4 by 4 by 8 feet. So 4 feet tall, 4 feet wide, and 8 feet long. And a lot of people think they can haul a cord of wood in the bed of a pickup truck, but it's pretty hard to do, because when you stack something 4 feet high in the back of that bed, you know, you're going to load your truck down pretty good. Now, I mean, a larger pickup, you know, one that's a 1 ton, certainly you could probably do it, but you probably need to have a rack on it, sides on it, you know, taller sides to fit it all in there, because it takes a pretty good truck to haul a cord. I'm thinking that just rough throwing, you know, by taking my Bobcat back there and splitting it 4 ways, or each piece at least 4 ways. Some of those really big pieces, I might split them in half and then split each half 4 ways. But regardless, my Bobcat has a 4-way splitter on it, and just dumping it in the back of the bed of the truck without stacking it or anything, it'll fill the truck up much faster that way. I'm thinking I've got back there about, for sure, 3 dump truck loads of wood, maybe 4, you know, is what I'm thinking. And I don't know. I could be way off. It's hard to estimate this stuff, especially when each year, you know, you're kind of starting over, you know, and can't hardly remember exactly how it all goes. And I could have cut more this morning, but I thought, you know, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And I thought it'd be better to just kind of lay low for a little, you know, get myself used to it again. You know, I only cut for about an hour and a half and cut all that up. So it didn't take that long. You know, so when you think of it like that, even though it only lasts a couple of weeks, it's only an hour and a half's work for 2 weeks worth of free heating. You know what I mean? So, of course, that's not all there is to it, because now I got to go pick it up, got to split it, you got to throw it. So there's still a lot more work. But But fortunately, I can split most all of it with the Bobcat, so it's not real hard work. Anyway, it just is what it is, and I know the rest of you think I'm totally stupid for doing it, but you know, like I said, I really think that's the only thing that's keeping me going. Because once you just sit down and say, well, I don't have that much to do now, it catches up with you pretty fast. David Tharp says, howdy everybody. Did I tell you about a girl I know who eats plants? You've probably never heard of her before. I got that one. Let's see. Herbivore. Let's see. Gino Hitch says, hi, Jerry and friends. Cold here in Monroe, Ohio. Not looking forward to the cold weather. Cash has come a long way. I'm sure you're proud of him. Good luck with the firewood. Thank you. Yeah. The biggest challenge for me on this firewood thing is most of the time I don't have any help. So, you know, Sue's going to, I think, drive the dump truck back there for me when I take the Bobcat back. Otherwise, I got to go all the way back there with the Bobcat and then walk all the way back and then drive the dump truck all the way up there, you know. And then when I'm done, then I got to do the exact same thing in reverse. And I have to make at least one trip walking all the way back there, you know, to get the last implement or whatever, or last machine. Anyway, it works. Paul Lanier says, hi, Jerry and pals. Cash is talented. Yes, he is, and he's a good kid. Most of you have heard me say this, I think, that when I first volunteered, and I did volunteer, they didn't ask me. I volunteered to take it on, to give him some help, because he couldn't keep time at all. I mean, he had taken lessons for, I want to say 3 years. I don't know for sure. At least 2 years he had taken lessons at a local music place. And the instructor, in my opinion, did him a total in-service because the instructor kept telling his grandmother, oh, he doesn't need to worry about timing. He'll get that figured out later, you know. And it was just pathetic. It was just pathetic. That's the first thing you should learn when you're playing music is timing. I mean, the first thing should be timing, because that's music. That's all it is timing, you know. So anyway, when I volunteered to take that on to help him with his timing, they warned me. They said, look, you may not know what you're getting into here. He's really stubborn. He's really hard to deal with, you know, and he's hard-headed, you know, that kind of thing. And I just said to him, you don't have to worry about that. I'll take care of that. and I had every confidence that I could, and I did, and it worked out just fine. At first, he was a little tough at first, but you know, I knew that I would prevail, and fortunately, I did. And now we're best buddies, you know, and we kid back and forth pretty hard. And you know, like when I said last night, you know, I'm going to pretend like you have a brain and just slap you, because he knows that I've been trying to get him to quit reading, you know, and of course that brand new song, he sang the whole thing and he didn't read anything, you know, so it's just one of those deals. We're just bantering back and forth, you know. B.H. Ringer says, good afternoon from Nova Scotia, Canada. Kim Z says, hello from Arizona. Now, after we go live, Michael 2X is in there, says, hey, Rosenmeister, back to you. B.H. Ringer says, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and that is a fact. So if you would, please click the thumbs up. That sure does help. David Tharp says, I wonder if the guy who came up with the term one-hit wonder ever came up with any other terms. Yeah, you got to wonder those kinds of things, don't you? Joe Cool says, wishing everybody. And then Bill Mumbo's, hi, you folks. And then Bo, I read this while the video was playing, and I am so very sorry. Prayers your way. And I also saw there again about Ronald Todd's wife. And I think that's it's just so sad for both of you, and I'm so very sorry. So let's just have a moment of silence in their honor. Well, it's just a part of life, isn't it? It's a sad thing, but it has to happen. And it'll come to all of us eventually. Bill Mumbo says, folks, I reached the overripe age of 70 on Sunday, if spared. Well, you're going to have to get into some. I know the Abraham Lincoln speech 77 years ago. I don't know what that means. So you'll have to. Wasn't this score 15 years or something like that? I don't know. I can't remember. I did know at one time, but it was a long time ago, and I've slept since then. Randy Rogers says, how do you cut all the way through the log without getting into the dirt and dulling the chain? Well, that's the reason I dulled the chain on that one, because that one, and do you ever notice how, like, the ground's not perfectly flat ever? In that particular spot, it was pretty flat, I have to say. But every inch of that log was on the dirt, every inch of it. But you can take the twistedest log in the world on this farm and let it fall down, and every inch of that sucker will still be on the ground. I don't know how it happens, but it does that. Like, it'll just fall just right so that it's in that little ditch, like the bend in the log is right in the ditch. I'm not kidding you. It just happens like that. I don't know if it's the Rosa thing again or what, but I have had so many instances where every single inch of the log is on the dirt. So most of the time, even that second log, if you noticed, most of that was on the dirt. It really was. So what I try to do is cut down to, 90%, and then try to roll it a little bit if I can, or maybe move up a little further, like just stop there at the 90% and then move up to where it is off the ground, maybe an inch off the ground, if nothing better than that, and then saw it all the way through there, and then roll that short 2 pieces where I can cut it the rest of the way. That's what I try to do. On that first one, there wasn't no rolling, and it was heavy, and it was just flat in the ground. And so that's where I dulled my saw. I was trying not to hit it, and for the first 6 or so cuts, I didn't hit it. But later, when I got to the heavier end of the log, it was deeper in the ground, and it kept getting deeper in the ground. So, I definitely dulled that chain. Paul Lanier, Bo Horn will say prayer. Okay, yep, for sure. David Tharp, the philosopher Plato once said, I'm the wisest man, for I know that I know nothing at all. How did he know that? His wife told him. His wife told him. Yep, that makes sense. That's pretty much par for the course right there. Let's see. 49er 616 says, bless you, Ron Todd and Bo Horn. Yep, for the losses. It's really a sad deal. Just super sad. Scott Ski 54, and again, I know I should know that name, but I can't think of who it is. These usernames change, so it's just not fun anymore. What does that say on your yellow shirt? Honeymoon salad, just let us alone. No, I've worn this before. It's lettuce, the taste of sadness. That's what my daughter put on the shirt. Had I written this particular shirt, I would have said lettuce, the taste of compost, because that's all I use it for. I would not use it for anything else. You can believe what you want, but that's the truth. If I was growing lettuce, I would just harvest it and put it in the compost pile. Let's see. And then I would grow potatoes in it. It's sad but true, and that is for sure true. Paul Lanier, the score and 10 equals 70. 3 score and 10 equals 70. Well, there you go. Let's see. Now, how does that figure up again? So that would be 60. So 20. So 3 score is 20 instead of 15. I knew it was somewhere in that ballpark. I didn't know what it was for sure. Okay. So a score is 20 then. I'm going with that. Ronald Todd says, thank you, Jerry and friends, for the prayer. It was very moving and appreciated. You're welcome. Least we could do. Bill Mumbo, a score is 20. Jerry, so I'll be 70. Okay, well, now I know officially it's 20. There you go. Yeah, well, like I said, I remember the Abe Lincoln's speech, but that's about all I remember of it. I didn't know necessarily what that meant. Yeah. And then Skotsky says, I think score is either when you get lucky or 20 years, whichever comes first. And in my case, it's probably the same. Let's see. Michael 2X is the dump truck fully repaired? Yeah, it's all up in good shape now. It's really in about the best shape it's ever been in because I put in an electronic ignition, got rid of the points on that thing. It runs good, and I was having tons and tons of fuel delivery issues with it. And I finally just took the whole fuel tank out of the thing, which was a pain, and cleaned that out real good and put in all new fuel lines because all the fuel lines are bad. So it's really runs good. I mean, for as old as it is and everything, it's a pretty good old truck. Wavy Gravy. Ironically, the more scores you accumulate, the less likely you are to score. Yeah, that's kind of sad, isn't it? I've accumulated the same number of scores plus 11 instead of plus 10. Mine is plus 11, and it'll soon be plus 12. No. It'll soon be plus 11. I'm still 70. Man, I'm trying to add more to it than I am. I will be 71. Oh my gosh. It's pretty bad when you don't even know how old you are. That really shows how old you are. Newton says, thanks, Jerry and friends. Ronald, may God comfort you and bless you. Yes. Yeah, that's it. Skotsky is Scott Roberts. I knew it, but I couldn't think of it, so sorry. And then Scott Roberts says, haven't been in here all week due to some of the same things you all are going through. Yeah, well, I hope it works out for you. Did the D28 sell? I believe it is sold. Money has not changed hands yet, but I believe we've got a deal on it. I'll tell you what the deal is. I had mentioned that I was going to ask $3,500 for it, and I told the fellow that if he would take it at that price, that I will throw in a free setup and a new deer antler saddle on it also. And, I'll just go over it with a fine-tooth comb and make sure it's perfect before I ship it to him. Now, he lives in Missouri, but he still wants me to ship it. I would prefer that he would come and pick it up, but anyway, that's just part of it. I just don't trust the shippers anymore. I mean, I think they've even just got exponentially worse. That's what it seems like to me. For the longest time, I never had any trouble with shipping, but over the last few years, I had, at least 3 incidents, maybe 4. And for the longest time, I didn't have any, like for 20 years, I don't think I had any shipping incidents. But then all of a sudden, man, it's just like it's just gotten exponentially worse. And then I had to pick up the tab on all the ones that went bad, Bill Mumbo will be the same age for a few weeks. Yeah, there you go. David Tharp, 3.5 score and 7 for me. Holy mackerel. You have to make it complicated, don't you, David? Let's see. Randy Rogers says, you don't happen to have an old Gibson J45 in that batch of guitars for sale, do you? And no, I don't think there is. I don't think there's... The only old Gibson that I remember seeing is the... forget the number now, but that acoustic electric, kind of a thin body acoustic electric. Anyway, I can't remember the number on it. E120 or something like that. E125 maybe. Wavy gravy. After you've lived for score, you don't need a scorecard anymore. I bet that's true. Scott Roberts says, I hit 71 before you, Jerry, and I won. Yeah, I guess, you know, as long as you're not reading your name in the obituary column, I think you're doing pretty good. 3 scores, sore, and more. Bruce Hines says 71 today. Yahoo! Well, happy birthday. So we're real close in age then, because I'll be 71 on the 28th. And happy birthday, Bruce. Yeah, well, guys, I guess that's probably going to be it. I don't have anything else today because I've spent most of my time cutting firewood, which is going to be kind of a theme for the next several months, I got to tell you. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of things that break that I'll show you about that too, but a big part of the next several months vlogs is going to be cutting firewood. Just the nature of the beast right here. And I'm just hoping I'm up to the task. Let's see. Bill Mumble says, happy birthday, everyone. Sounds like everybody's having a birthday this month. Well, if you think back 9 months ago, Valentine's Day. There you go. There you go. So, anyway, we will see you on Monday, if not before. I don't know if I'll get a video out this weekend or not. I'm going to try real hard, but golly, there's a lot to do. So I will see what I can come up with, because I do have a lot of stuff in the can that I could put a video out on if I just took time to do that. Medic Brent says, I'm 85, so you're 85 in April. Wow. Well, there you go. It's definitely better than the alternative. Y'all take care. We'll see you on Monday.